What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Work Knife Balance. We got another Arcform we're going to be taking a look at today. Let's go ahead and head to the top down. All right, so as promised, there is another Arcform knife here for the channel. I want to go ahead, we haven't mentioned this in the last couple videos, but I want to go ahead and just mention, if you aren't subscribed to our channel, we very much appreciate the subscription. It's a great way to support our channel. If you've been watching, if you've liked what we've been doing, the best way to support us is to click subscribe and like to all the videos. You can also head over to Instagram and follow us at Work Knife Balance. Enough with all that. Let's go ahead and dive into the knife. This is why you're here. Once again, absolutely loving the boxes that Arcform comes with. You have this nice little paper slider. You can go either way. If you pull it over to this side, you can just open that magnetic attachment, and then you have the knife underneath, which is really nice. Really like the box. Just adds to the whole experience that you get from Arcform. So this is the Arcform Saber. This is a liner lock knife. Comes in a couple different variations. You can get micarta, or you can get this ultim from these variations right here that I've seen. You can get the micarta with a satin blade, or you can get the micarta with the black blade. And the micarta with the black blade is probably my favorite version. I'm not a big fan of ultim, but being able to get this knife in and kind of take a look at the knife in itself, not looking at the scales, I really like what they're putting through here. So let's go ahead and do some tip to tail measurements. Absolutely, this thing is so snappy. Do some tip to tail measurements. We'll do some side-by-side comparisons, and we'll talk about the knife a little bit further. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Right off the bat, from tip to tail, we are looking at about 7.25, 7.2 on the overall length. For the blade length, we're looking at about 3.15 with a cutting edge of about 3.25 there. We do have a really nice leaf style blade, kind of a really drawn out Warncliffe drop point, whatever. A leaf style blade with a really sweet swedge at the top here. It is a really nice, aesthetically pleasing blade. A full flat grind all the way across right there makes for a super slicey knife in this liner lock right here. We'll go ahead and get some side-by-side comparisons. We'll go ahead and start with the Civivi Elementum button lock up above, and then we'll go ahead and get the NAF's Lander 2 down below. Gives you some good side-by-side comparisons right there in the size market right there. We'll go ahead and pull out the Civivi Sikoke, the Ray Laconico design up above, and then get the Kaiser Veritas down below as another option for that side-by-side comparison. As we're rounding it off, we will go ahead and pull out the Snex Carix up top, or sorry, Acri? No, it's a Snex knife. It's the Ferrum Forge Snex design knife. I forget what it's called. You see it there. You know what it looks like. If you have that knife, you can kind of see the comparison. And then last but not least, I've been carrying this one for a while now, so we'll go ahead and throw that one down there. We have the Wii Vision R right there, and since we had it in the last video, we'll go ahead and pull it up one more time. You have the Arcform Theory up above. So if you've got the Theory or you've got the Saber, that will give you some side-by-side comparisons from Arcform. As you can see, the Arcform Theory, 8 inches in total length, obviously a much bigger. The Saber comes in, that liner lock, at a much more compact EDC size. So it's a really good comparison between the two, as you can see them. Now with this liner lock, you do have a really nice access to the liner lock. You've got a really nice kind of cutaway and then chamfered in here. So as you come in, you can access that liner really easy. They give you a really nice deployment hole right there, as you can thumb flick or reverse flick off. My choice is the reverse flick. There's no jimping on the backside of the blade. That's one thing I would have added. I would have added jimping in this section right here, just to give you a little bit more kind of grip on the backside. But that's more of a personal preference. That's nothing to knock the knife on or anything like that. There is not really a huge sharpening choil on this. You can kind of see a small area right here, but you're going to create some smiles and probably eat into the scales if you sharpen this with your blade still attached to it. I know there are some people who take the knife completely apart and then sharpen the blade just as itself. I'm not that meticulous, so I'll probably create some smiles or eat into the scales a little bit when I sharpen something like this. The Saber is coming in with CPM 20CV. Let's see if we can get that to look at it right there. CPM 20CV, I believe we said that, but if not, there you go, showing it away. CPM 20CV blade steel. And with the 20CV, both the micarta and the Ultem scales are coming in at $185, which is not bad at all. This is absolutely a well-dialed, well-designed machine right here. This thing is a tool for the ages. I would love to see a little bit more of for $185, I would love to see a little bit better clip on here. This is just kind of a bent over steel clip, and it seems very lackluster in my opinion. That's the one thing I would change about this knife really is getting a better clip on this, something that has a little bit more, I don't know. I haven't carried it, so I can't say that it's going to bend out too easily, but I would not trust this clip 100%. Although this wouldn't be my everyday purchase knife, this would be a knife that would go through rotation, so it would probably last quite a while. But if this was your one and only knife, I would change that clip probably off the bat just to get something that's going to last a little bit better. But by throwing that clip on there, you're able to bring the cost down quite a bit, I'm assuming, rather than putting a milled clip or anything in there, and you're just able to keep a lot of the same price points that you want to under $200. So for $185, I understand it, it's justified. I would just want to change something personal for personal preference. You have an Ultem backspacer as well, so I thought that was kind of a unique choice, and for all of it through and through, it actually looks pretty good. I just don't love Ultem scales, so I'm curious to see if the micarta has a micarta backspacer, or if there is on stanchions. I'm assuming with this having the Ultem backspacer, the micarta has a micarta backspacer in between the liners on there as well, which I thought would be kind of cool to see coming through, but haven't seen one of those, so that's just kind of a maybe it is, maybe it isn't. If you know, feel free to comment below and let me know what they've got on the micarta versions. Not much left for this. This is the Arcform Saber. There will be links below. They are not affiliate links. They're just for you to check out these cool knives. I don't have much else to say about this. I'm really enjoying what they have here. As you know, I really love the Arcform Theory. So I would say between the two, I'm going to spend more money and buy the Theory, but if you're under that $200 mark, this is a great purchase. So until next time, not much left to say. TTFN.